Stock Network. This is Morris. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Alibaba and the candlestick action that we have seen here. More importantly than that, notice the big blue lines. That's the SGS expansion entry opportunities. And you'll notice here from 90 to 200. But let's first go to the daily chart on Alibaba. We'll go back to that weekly in a moment because I want to conclude the video there, because when you see those big blue lines on this SGS proprietary model system, that tells you you're good to go in, you're good to look for entry opportunities. So I wanted to talk again about some of the candlestick action, and just let me say Alibaba Group Limited is a Chinese multinational e-commerce retail. Let me translate that. This is the Amazon of the Orient, and it is a massive company, and it is growing like wildfire, over 30% growth a year. So this is Amazon, same type retailer in that part of the world. It also has influence in the United States. So this is something you want to keep a close eye on. I want to go back to the big picture at the conclusion of the video, but at this part of the video, we just want to look at the double bottom opportunity, and then of course we got this clear entry that's come in on our models here, and this is what we want to talk about. So first of all, let's talk about what's going on here in the candlestick action. We'll draw your attention to this part right here because this really identified there's a lot of indecision after the big move up. You can't see all of the action, but this thing, remember, had rallied from 70. So you begin to see on the daily chart, you begin to see some indecision. We get the harami, so you get the two candlestick formation. This is a bearish harami, these two sticks right here, the long body, one closes inside the previous body. That makes that a harami. Then you get one more gasp up, but it can't hold the gain, and it's a harami in the harami, and then from there, it gaps lower. So the gap lower is a big warning. You notice the gap on the chart, and really that sets it up. You get into this further deepening decline. Then you get a kind of a indecision, and I would consider this a morning star, but it's a minor morning star. In other words, this is still the boss. And what I say that, this is really confirmed by this action up here, because it reversed yet again. And so after that, after you get two confirmed, really the overall bear harami, a reversal, but you can't break new highs, and that tells you that the general move of the stock is lower. So it's gone lower, but then we get into this area right here. This is the classic double bottom. Double bottoms have a lot of power, and you can certainly see it here. This is the double bottom. Literally is it's the sentiment of horror, because people buy, and then as it moves up and then it tests the bottom, great fear comes into this area right here, this second bottoming act. From there, you get, I want to clear everything off of the chart, and notice this candlestick right here. This is a long tail doji. A doji begins and ends the trading day at the same point. Because of that, and then the gap up. Notice the gap right here. So you get a gap, and the test of the double bottom through here, the gap up, and that really blows the door up. When you get this kind of gap at the end of a moment of fear in a market like we got here in Alibaba in late April, and then what happened? It gapped. Typically, when you have a doji and then a gap, bigger the gap, the better your friend as a trader. And what we got was a massive move up, and the dividends from this action is still paying. Now let's go back to the weekly chart. Again, this kind of, notice back here in 2016, the stock had corrected from 120 to 85. And then we got on this breakout, we got a fresh expansion model buy. Now, what's taken place, looking a little bit toppy here, And again, we were looking at some of the major tops that have taken place. Really, it started all the way back in early 2018. But this kind of growth stock, you're looking for the entry opportunity. We got the all clear signal on Alibaba here at SGS. From there, they're looking for the entry points after that on the daily chart, because when a stock runs from 80 to 200 and it does it inside a year and a quarter, you're looking for opportunities to get in, and you don't want to just necessarily chase price higher. That's where we use the candlestick analysis to gain some entry. That's all for now. This is Morris with SGS saying thank you.